Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The drivers of the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour have made it. It's another milestone in the books for all of these drivers. They now make it to the third of the way through the season. Here tonight, it's going to be round number 4. We are here at Lincoln Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, my name, Mac Nelson. Good to have you guys here. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home here tonight. It's going to be a fun one. I hope you guys are ready. Camera's always going to come from the OuTPost custom cams. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better at making these cameras. So, you know, maybe one day they'll be really good. But for now, not so much. Like I said, we are in round number 4. We are at Lincoln. If we bring the track info up here, 75 lap feature tonight. 1953 was the year Lincoln Speedway saw its first season. A lot of people from around the circuit and, you know, that do know ball, they know about Lincoln Speedway. Pigeon Hills is a very popular, just one of the many popular nicknames that it does have. Saturday, April 4th, this coming up weekend, going to be the next IRL racing event that goes on there at this track located in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. Tonight, it's going to see a whole lot of super late model racing, though. That is one thing I can tell you guys for sure. Something else I can tell you for sure is that when it comes to technical and tight tracks, this week is not the last week we'll be seeing it. Let's take a look here at the next 4 rounds. Round number 5 going to Port Royal Speedway, followed by round number 6 in the ever so iconic Fairbury Speedway. Going to be a very fun one there. Round 7 going to Lucas Oil Speedway, followed by round 8 at Peevely, man. It's I-55. Well, the Drivers' Championship is starting to shake out. Starting to have some up-and-comers in the grid order when it comes to the championship order. Jesse Newsom going to lead the way with 503 points. Cuddy going to be in P2 with 428. And then we get into the Midwest section. Those top 2 drivers representing Coast to Coast Sim Sports. P3 going to Jeffrey Hyatt, though. He is a Midwest Sim Sports driver. Dylan Del Mastro, unaffiliated for now, until all the drivers can get me their information and team and stuff like that. A lot of the drivers, they don't update it on the driver's information app on the iRacing SDK, so sometimes a little old announcer like me, I gotta go do my bidding. Gotta go do my detective work and all that sorts of stuff. Tyler Bickford, another Midwest Sim Sports driver. He's going to sit P5 in the championship standings. Well, the cars aren't really out on track right now because we're about to get gridded up for heat race number 1. That's why you can't really hear the roar, I should say, of these super late models. Because there's actually none out on track right now. So a big shout out to everybody who is watching in chat as we get set to begin our heat racing here tonight. Remember, guys, it's going to be the top 3 that go on to the feature. The guys that don't make it, well, they got to go through a consolation that we'll have a little later on tonight. But your grid for heat race number 1 sees Brandon Schatz sitting on pole with Zachary Metzner. Behind him, that will be row number 1. Row number 2 is going to be Cameron Carrington with Ryan Sanford Jr. Holden Lee Allen going to be in P5 with Evan Horton in P6. Brandon Jones, part of Midwest Sim Sports, he's going to be in P7 with James Murphy, who sits in P9. In the championship standings, he will start P8 in tonight's heat race. P9 going to go to Jason Wilson. And then rounding out top 10, going to be Nate Wimhoff, Chase Weimer in the 44. Going to be tailing the grid. But I do believe, unfortunately, these drivers, they're not always nice. They do accrue some penalties. They do go through some things, so I do believe we're seeing a little bit of that being handed out right now. Brandon Schatz, who was sitting on pole, he is actually towards the back. I believe that might be because of a penalty from last week. So effective leader of this race, going to be Holden Lee Allen as we get started here. The number 94 is going to get us set and away. Heat race number 1 is live. We are green at Lincoln. Whoa, big wash up to the high side for Ryan Sanford there. As now we can hear those late models starting to roar. Hear them roar. As Holden Lee Allen in the 94, he's going to stay on the bottom side. He is going to be leading through the first 2 here at Lincoln. Ryan Sanford Jr. going to be right behind him. He is going to elect to use that high line starting out here tonight. It's going to be side by side with him and Brandon Jones. As we get ready for our 3rd lap here, it's going to be a 15.00, a 15 flat for Holden Allen. That's going to be purple lap. Brandon Jones now claiming P2 from the likes of James Murphy. Remember, guys, top 3, so Cameron Carrington and Ryan Sanford, they're having a big battle right here, but it ultimately does not matter. But it's 2 twisted speed drivers, and I'm sure Cameron Carrington does not want to take that away from James Murphy. That would be a pretty bad thing to do. As the 65 of James Murphy looking to try to make a move on Brandon Jones, maybe get him upset, get him disgruntled, so maybe his teammate Cameron Carrington can come in for that 3rd transfer spot and final transfer spot, I should say. Holden Allen's got a 1.5 second lead as we get ready for 2 to go. That's 2 sticks down. Says Barney the Flagman. They're going to be going around 2 more times. It's going to be the 10 and 65, the 2 twisted speed drivers, James Murphy and Cameron Carrington. Coming around the bottom side, coming back to the white flag. Brandon Jones is holding on for dear life. But will it be enough? The 2 twisted speed drivers are actually going to collide. It's going to hurt the pace of the 10 a little bit. The 10's going to throw it in for a slider. He's even sliding his own teammate a little bit to the checkered flag. And it's going to be Brandon Jones who takes the final transfer spot. James Murphy in the 65, Holden Allen in the 94, going to be your clear-cut winner here in heat race number 1. So already getting off to a fantastic start. And if you're watching in chat, ladies and gentlemen, sound off in the comments. Who are you going for tonight? Who are you supporting? Who do you just think is going to win it all by the time we're all said and done here at Lincoln? I do have a little bit of a stuffy nose this week, so I do apologize if I do sound a little sniffly or if my voice doesn't sound as clear. I am battling just a little bit of a cold, nothing crazy. Logan Wentz is going to be your pole sitter for heat race number 2. Scott Merrick going to be in P2 in that number 310. Sam Bachman in P3. Landon Rourke, P4. Row 3 is going to see Devin Hauer in the 316 and Willie Cuddy in the 23. Jeffrey Hyatt, James Gray going to make up row number 4. Tyler Bickford, Jesse Newsome, your championship leader, going to be outside row number 5. So your top 3 in the points are all going to be in this heat. That falls to Newsome, it falls to Cuddy, and it falls to Hyatt. Dylan Domastro will take the rear of the grid in heat race number 2. The iRacing official pace truck going to pull off. That means we are just about set to get things started here at Lincoln. It's heat race number 2. It's a green flag, a big bit of contact from our top 3 guys. Oh, that's going to be big contact between Hauer. Oh no, it's going to be Hauer and Wentz suffering a whole lot of contact, and now they're going to get shuffled up at the bottom. We're 5 wide, maybe even 6 wide here at Lincoln. What was that? That was incredible. There's going to be, oh my, there's so much contact going on. It's like a demo derby. It's just a means of survival out there right now, and that's exactly what Devin Hauer in the 316 is trying to do. All that contact on the first lap, but it didn't really matter. He got through. He's dodging the obstacles to the best of his ability. Jesse Newsome already making his way up 7 spots. He sits in P3. The number 11 driver for Coast to Coast. He leads the championship. All eyes on him. Tyler Bickford, who sits in P5 in the championship, could really use a very good finish here tonight. They're almost 4 wide coming out of turn number 4. It's Willie Cuddy. It's Devin Hauer. They're all scrambling. They're all trying to get this transfer spot. Oh, no. One of these 4 drivers is going to have to get it out the consi. Jeffrey Hyatt among those drivers, too. That is nowhere really even near the transfer spot, so he's going to have to try to figure something out. No, Tyler Bickford has gotten to the wall. That's going to be his chances done. It took him the entire heat race to get so far, get so close to these top 3 drivers, and it goes out the window off a simple wall tap from coming into the corner too hot. But the 316 and 11 are fighting, and what that means is that Tyler Bickford can stamp his way. Oh, it's going to be so close. The 316 versus the 07. Willie Cuddy's going to win your heat race. Jesse Newsome coming very close behind them. But for your 3rd transfer spot here, Hauer's just going to block to the best of his ability, and he's going to get it done. Devin Hauer, Jesse Newsome, Willie Cuddy, all going to transfer from heat race number 2. Hyatt, Bickford, Rourke. They are the first 3 to miss out. We've got some love in the chat for Jesse Newsome, as was expected. We knew he was going to be a fan favorite coming in tonight. Your grid for heat race number 3 is going to see Andrew Borton in the 02. Kyle Carter, part of Tri-City Speed. He sits in the 25. He sits outside the pole row. Chase Copeland, representing Midwest Sim Sports. He's in the 110. He will be in P3 with Dwayne Hobbs on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 sees Mason Cassidy, last week's winner, and Derek Darnell in P6. Joshua Mulwee, Cody McDonald, going to be row number 4 with Jacob Owens and Amber Woods being in row number 5. It doesn't take a lot to get a grown man excited, but racing super late models at a small track like Lincoln might just be the way to do it. iRacing official pace truck is going to pull off. We're only 3 heats in, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got the consies. We've still got the main event coming tonight, so do not go anywhere. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Andrew Borton off to a fantastic start. Chase Copeland immediately getting into the mix, just like we know he loves to do. He is going to take the lead very, very quickly from the likes of Andrew Borton. He's already down to 6th, 7th. That's going to be 1st to 7th in one singular lap. Mason Cassidy now on the inside of Chase Copeland, prepping to make some sort of a move here. He cannot make it stick. Chase Copeland going to keep that momentum going around the outside. He's going to actually get the advantage ahead that he needs to set his car a little lower into the corner than Mason Cassidy maybe would have liked him to. That's going to give Chase Copeland the advantage, but Mason Cassidy doing the exact same thing, coming back around turns 1 and 2. He's going to bully him off the optimal line. It's going to cause Chase Copeland to wash up the track. Now Copeland's got to be careful as we are 3 wide coming to the line here, completing lap number 3, starting lap number 4. Chase Copeland living on that high side. He's running the cushion to the best of visibility. Mason Cassidy tries to wash up. Now it's going to be a switchback for Chase Copeland. It's going to be textbook as there's still 3 wide, ladies and gentlemen. All 3 of your transfer... I don't even know what I was going to say. All 3 of your transfer drivers could be coming from this main pack right here. It's going to be Cassidy, Copeland, and Carter. Triple C's in the track, on the service, and in the lineup. Chase Copeland gonna have a little bit of contact from the 25 of Kyle Carter. That's gonna cause things to get a little greasy with the 2 next cars back. That's gonna be the 28 black and yellow gold chrome 28 of Cody McDonald. Gonna be Derek Darnell right behind him. Cody McDonald already up 4 spots in this heat, so a very good job from him, but he's got to get 1 spot better if he wants to transfer into this main event. White flag in the air. It looks like Mason Cassidy's going to keep his form up. He is going to win his heat race after winning the feature last week at Volusia. He's going to claim a victory. Chase Copeland bringing it home P2, and Cody McDonald last lap gets around Kyle Carter by following Chase Copeland, and he is going to get into the show as well. Kyle Carter, Derek Darnell, and pole sitter Andrew Borton are out in heat race number 3. As we get set for heat race number 4 here, it's going to be Cameron. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting our first consolation. I'm used to 4 heats being here. My apologies. Going to be consolation number 1 here, and I assume our only one. So Cameron Carrington's going to be starting on the pole, 16 laps. Kyle Carter going to be outside that pole row for Tri-City Speed, and the number 25, Jeffrey Hyatt, going to be in P3 with Nate Wimhoff, part of Midwest Sim Sports. He sits in P4. Andrew Borton, Scott Merrick, both with unlucky heat races here tonight. They're going to be starting in row number 3. Row number 4 sees Chase Weimer and Amber Woods, with row number 5 being Sam Bachman and Zach Metzner. Jacob Owens going to be rounding out the grid. As I'm getting word from league admin Dana Burdick, it's going to be 7 for each consi. So that makes sense. There will be 2 consolations here tonight. 7 out of each of them. So it's going to be very, very unlucky, but also very, very on you if you cannot get out of these consolation races. Going to be Cameron Carrington leading us away. Unlucky for him, he sits P12 in the championship standings. So for Cameron Carrington, not exactly the best of starts. He's going to have to try to get it out the consolation. It should be a pretty easy task for him to do, considering he is 12th in the standings. He's very, very quick. We know that to be true. iRacing official pace truck going to be out of the way. We're 3 wide for P2 as we get started here. A little bit of a sleep there from Kyle Carter as he got his spot taken away in the heat, and it looks like his bad form might be continuing, but he brings it back. He's actually got an insane amount of momentum around this top side. He's finding nesting in the top line, just kind of on the high side of the medium line, if that makes any sense. I'm kind of talking out my butt right now, but Kyle Carter has found the groove, he's found the rhythm, and he's really got pace right now. He's running 0.3 better than every other car on the grid besides Cameron Carrington, who runs a 15.46. Nate Wimhoff, you gotta watch out for him. He sits in the 48. He's got a lot of traffic around him, but he really wants to get into this feature. Very, very strong performance at Eldora. We haven't really seen much of him since then. So Nate Wimhoff looking to get in the win column here, looking to get some good points on the board. As your last transfer spot is now going to go to Chase Weimer, which means Jacob Owens, Amber Woods, and Zach Metzner are going to be not making it into the feature. Zachary Metzner, not what you expect from him. The Midwest Sim Sports driver has always been extremely quick. No matter the circuit we go to, he finds himself running very, very slow here in the back. He's hitting the wall. I'm not sure if there's damage on the car, but obviously not the run you want to see from him. Meanwhile, up towards the front, it's going to be Cameron Carrington, who still leads Kyle Carter. They're going to have a few seconds back the way before you get to Jeffrey Hyatt, who sits in the number 6. Nate Wimhoff in the number 48. He's going to be right behind him. The 0-2. Oh, that's going to be heavy contact. Oh, no. Andrew Borton, Scott Merrick. They're going to get into each other. That's going to cause Merrick to slip out of the transfer spot. Or no, he's going to have the very last one. So Merrick going to be on the hot seat now, but Andrew Borton probably has the most damage from the two from that exchange, but Andrew Borton setting the car extremely fast into these corners. That's probably what caused him to wash up so bad. But Chase Weimer, cool, calm, and collected. He's going to take those 2 spots. He's going to say, well, thank you very much. I mean, it is a consi, but it's still a top 5. Cameron Carrington and Kyle Carter now still battling it out. 5 laps to go. The gap between Borton and Woods, which is your last transfer spot, is going to be 1 second. So if that gets crazy, we will cut to that. However, this is good battling between Carrington and Carter here. The 10 versus the 25. Kyle Carter trying to throw basically the same thing Cameron Carrington is. He's trying to throw it into the corner. But Cameron Carrington has got that car on rails right now. I mean, obviously, it's the talent. He's a very talented driver. But you got to wonder what kind of setup he's rocking like that. More than likely going to be CFM setup. It's one of the most popular on the dirt service. And until a competitor can step up, man, I don't know if they will be dethroned. Cameron Carrington also not going to be dethroned. No matter what he's rocking setup-wise, he's going to win this consolation. Kyle Carter going to be very, very close behind. Hyatt, Wimhoff, Merrick, Weimer, and Borton are going to get through. Amber Woods, Jacob Owens, Zachary Metzner missing out. And for Zachary Metzner, man, his night is over, and it was a bad one from the jump. So moving on to our final consolation of the night. We've got 12 drivers here. Tyler Bickford going to be in pole with Ryan Sanford being in P2. Derek Darnell, Landon Rourke, Brandon Schatz, Dwayne Hobbs gets you back to P6. James Gray, Evan Horton going to be row number 4 with Joshua Mulwee and Dylan Del Mastro making up row number 5. Jason Wilson and Logan Wentz are going to round out the tail of the grid. Ladies and gentlemen, our final race before the main event. It's going to be one heck of a show. Lincoln Speedway. What's going to happen to the championship standings? We'll pull those points in for you real quick here. Reminder, Jesse Newsom, Willie Cuddy, Jeffrey Hyatt are going to be your 3 leading point sitters as we do battle here tonight. I mean, it's going to be an absolute battle. Dylan Domastro, currently 4th in the points. He is going to be in this constellation. He's going to start out of the zone. So for Dylan Domastro, he is going to have to get it figured out. Here we go. He's not got a lot of time to do it. Only 16 times around Lincoln Speedway here in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania. That's how long he's got to figure it out. And it's going to be very congested back there towards the back. Tyler Bickford running away from Derek Darnell to the best of his ability. Brandon Schatz, manager, maybe owner. I'm not really sure how the hierarchy works over there, but he's a big wig for Midwest Sim Sports. It would be nice to get his name into the hat for maybe a feature win here tonight at Lincoln. He runs a 15.75. It's going to be the fastest of the night. All right, I should say fastest of the race, not of the night. But of the race of this constellation number 2. As Joshua Mulwees had a little bit of a moment, he is going to be going back, tumbling down the order. Oh, the 97. Going to shove the 34 of Evan Horton just completely up the track. The 97 of Jason Wilson not letting anyone do him dirty. Dylan Domastro has found his way up to P5. He's going to run the fastest lap with a 15.65. Oh my goodness, they're centipeding. Wow, that was crazy. 3 late models right there in the front. It's going to be P2, P3, P4. Derek Darnell, Brandon Schatz, Landon Rourke. All going to be going for the exact same real estate at the exact same time. Going to cause a big bunch up. And that's something we can expect to see here at Lincoln when we get into the feature. It's going to be a lot of cars. They're going to be fighting for a whole lot of the same positions. So it's going to come to blows. It's going to come to, a scuffle more than likely. But for right now, everything seems to be a little calm as Landon Rourke's going to kind of get brake checked in the corner there. That's going to allow Dylan Domastro to get up to P4, and he's going to go for the overtake on Derek Darnell. That's going to be Dylan Domastro into P3 now. So Domastro not being able to transfer from the heat, but he's doing a very good job here in the consolation. Doing a very good job driving this car very, very fast. It's going to be P2 now for Dylan Domastro. Tyler Bickford, though, he is going to suffer from success in this consolation because he is just so far out front. There's really no time to give him there's really no reason to give him any air time, I should say. He is absolutely killing it. It's a 2-second lead over Dylan Domastro. And while all this fighting is going down between Brandon Schatz and Dylan Domastro, you can see it. Oh, it's in focus now. I mean, that is a big 5-car pack. They're all transferring out, so I'm not sure what the play is. Dylan Domastro's going to get sideways. And he's going to keep going. He's going to keep going, so the green flag is going to stay out. Dylan Domastro is in the final transfer spot. Jason Wilson has a compromised Dylan Domastro right in front of him. Can he take advantage? 3 laps to go. Logan Wilson around the outside. He's going to try to chase down Logan Wentz now, who Dylan Domastro did get to pass. So Dylan Domastro safely in the transfer now. No harm, no foul. He is still in. Jason Wilson going to give a little bit of rear contact to the number 18 of Logan Wentz. Jason Wilson, white flag in the air. Bickford, Schatz, Darnell, Rourke, Gray, Domastro are all going to transfer out. And the final spot, it's up between Wentz and Wilson. Wilson's going to have to throw one heck of a slider here. And he's not gonna get it done. Logan Wentz is gonna take your final transfer spot. Jason Wilson, Joshua Mulwee, Dwayne Hobbs, Evan Horton going to miss out on the show. Wow, what a finish. And with that being said, you can see it now. The sun is starting to set. Drivers are going to have a little bit of a warm-up. And with that being said, we're going to take a little commercial break here. You are watching the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour right here on the OuTPost Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. 75-lap main event is coming at you live right after these messages.
Can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on. Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it. They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Well, it is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for your main event of the evening. I feel like Bruce Buffer, man. I feel like the legend himself. I mean, I'm getting to see all the GOATs right in front of me. It's some of the best super late model drivers on the iRacing official service. They're here every single Monday night. This is the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. And we're set to do battles. 75 laps, your starting grid. Pole sitter, gonna be the 94 of Holden Allen. It's been his night so far. Can it be his night here tonight? Willie Cuddy, Mason Cassidy, James Murphy, Jesse Newsome, Chase Copeland, Brandon Jones, Devin Howard, Cody McDonald, Cameron Carrington's gonna get you to your top 10. Tyler Bickford, Kyle Carter, also gonna be there. Brandon Schatz, Jeffrey Hyatt, Derek Darnell, Nate Wimhoff, P16, Landon Rourke, Scott Merrick, James Gray, Chase Weimer, Dylan Del Mastro, Andrew Borton. And coming from the tail end of the grid, it's going to be the Full Throttle Motorsports driver. In the number 18, it's going to be Logan Wentz. iRacing official pace truck going to pull in. That only means there's one more thing to do, and that's for the flag man Barney to wave that green flag. We're green here at Lincoln. The sun is setting. The vibes are high. It's going to be Jesse Newsome, who's down on the bottom of James Murphy early. That's going to be P3 for Jesse Newsome. It's going to be a whole lot of calamity in the back. It looks like James Murphy might be having a little bit of an issue. That's going to be the 316 of Devin Howard. That's going to be the 15 of Brandon Jones that he has to go to war with. Cody McDonald. His car blends in all the shadows. That stealthy black and chrome 28 looks very, very good out there. Mason Cassidy going to run a slightly faster lap than Holden Allen there. That's going to give him purple on the race. Mason Cassidy now down to the inside. It's going to give Holden Allen a little bit of a jump scare. He's going to get the yips. He's going to back out of it just a tiny bit. But now here comes Jesse Newsome. Holden Allen getting bullied off the spot early. That's going to be his pole position under jeopardy. Getting down to P2 is one thing. Dropping all the way down to P3, your hold on the race is pretty much over with. And there it is. Holden Allen going to be relegated down to P3. Jesse Newsome now chases the only man that stands in his way, Mason Cassidy. Chase Copeland up 2 spots into P4 in that number 110. He's looking great. The Farlam Town driver. He reps Monaco in game. Don't ask me why. I have no clue. The man thinks he's Leclerc. He got a lineup one time last year, and yeah, it was gone ever since. Brandon Jones in the number 15. He is going to be in P5. He started this race in P7. So really good to see out of him there. Going to be our first caution of the night. And oh no, it looks like something's happened to Jesse Newsome. Jesse Newsome going to be facing the wrong way now. As we go back and take a look, here's Jesse Newsome coming to the line. Oh no. Not what you want to see. Let's go back and have a look again. Wow, something about his car right there, man. I don't know if it just caught grip at a rate he just was not expecting. Oh, no. Then he got creamed by what I believe was Andrew Borton. That's going to cause Derek Darnell, Nate Wimhoff, Logan Wentz, Willie Cuddy to have issues. So not good at all. Jesse Newsome is currently sitting in the pit. He's at a 15-second pit service time. We're going to have to see what exactly he does. Let's hope he can get back out onto the racetrack. But more to the point, Dylan Del Mastro, man, in P12 already. He sits 9 spots up from where he started. Going to be P21 for him. So very, very good start to this race for Dylan Del Mastro. Someone who is not a good start for James Murphy. He has made his way back out onto the track, but the number 65 now sits 12 spots down. He started this race P4. Not the ideal start for the Twisted Speed driver. Devin Hauer in the 316. He escaped a whole lot of calamity in the heat races. I can't remember if he had a problem in the consolation or if he was the heat. I have the short-term memory of a goldfish. I mean, it's quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty bad, if I must say so myself. But Devin Hauer in the 316, looking to find a little bit more success here as we've got a car coming around. Oh, no, that's going to be a delayed green, no doubt. As, yeah, the 94 of Holden Allen, he is going to stop on the front stretch here. Got to catch up to the pace car. Or let the pace truck catch up to him. One or the other. As it is going to be catch up to the pace truck. That is mission number 1 here. So our first caution of the night. We did not get too many laps in. However, hopefully these drivers can, you know, kind of gauge that, kind of get a sense of what they need to be doing. It would be such a pain to see this level of talent go through a whole bunch of yellow flags here tonight. Hopefully that is not what we see. I know that's not what you guys at home want to see either. But I appreciate you guys being here. iRacing official pace truck gonna pull off. Thank you for choosing the Outpost Racing Network to be your house for Monday night content. Here we are, No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour, set to start our feature for the second time. It's going to be Mason Cassidy. He won last week at Volusia. Can he get a back-to-back? Can he make it 2 in a row? He's off to a fairly good start. No Jesse Newsome in the mix just yet. He loves a good come-from-behind drive. It seems like that's what he's doing every single week. Chase Copeland now finds himself in the middle of a 3-wide. Devin Hauer going to be on the bottom. We did have Holden Allen there on the top, but something happened to him. He has fell a long way back, and that's going to be our second caution of the evening. Going to be Derek Darnell, who's had a moment. We'll go back and take a look. It looked like maybe something beforehand had happened. As we try to get a look at Derek Darnell. Oh, and he just... yeah, poor guy just couldn't even make it around the corner. Took a little too long to come back to the pits. So it is going to be a yellow That one's a little frustrating if you are a driver. Also a little frustrating if you are a race control. It is your job to keep the driver safe and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we are in the virtual world, so although it could have impactful race outcome, you know, changing events, it is a little silly, but that is just how it is. One of the few cons of having this realistic simulator racing is you gotta kind of play by the real life rules. It just kind of flows better that way. It just makes a little more sense. As we get to look at Mason Cassidy in the 171. I mean, just one heck of a show he put on last week at Volusia. iRacing official pace truck going to come in. He is going to try to do the same thing this week. There's only one way to know how it's going to go, and that is to sit right here and watch. We are green for a third time here at Lincoln Speedway. Mason Cassidy off to a fantastic start. Watch out for the 25 of Kyle Carter here. He comes around the top side. He is going to be giving these lead guys the work. That's going to be Chase Copeland that he squeezes down on the inside of. He's going to be tapping Devin Hauer. I mean, he is rolling right now. Kyle Carter doing an absolute number on the rest of the grid, but right behind him, it's going to be three wide. Brandon Schatz is going to be in the middle of it. Brandon Jones, Tyler Bickford as well. Bickford had an unfortunate night. In the heats, had to come through the consolation. As Brandon Schatz in the number 34, he's going to do battle with the 15 of Brandon Jones, two Midwest Sim Sports drivers. And it's going to be coming to blows. Oh, Chase Weimer going to get into Cameron Carrington there. That's going to cause a little bit of contact further back after the yellow, but we are yellow again. It's going to be Logan Wentz this time. Let's take a look. Might have gone a little too fast there on it. Coming down the start-finish straight, Logan Wentz. Oh! Yeah, just was not getting that car stopped. Tire gone. He said, nah, boys, we're running. Let's go. He did not care. He was going to drive that car. Yellow flag came out. Race control probably told him, hey, man, you are only on 3 tires. So going to be really unfortunate for the likes of Logan Wentz, the Full Throttle Motorsports driver, I believe. Cameron Carrington going to come in and park it. No, it looks like it's just going to be a quick repair. Very, very interesting using that when I don't think he had very significant damage. And at the end of the day, we are only a few laps in here. So interesting to see iRacing official pace truck gonna pull on in. And as they come around turns 3 and 4. Or I apologize. That was 1 and 2. The grounded cams really had me confused on where we were oriented on the track. Here we go now. Out of turn number 4. It's going to be Mason Cassidy. We are green. here at Lincoln. Look at the wheelman Mason Cassidy on our close shot there. As we go back to the spotting tower here, Mason Cassidy in the 171. He is going to be putting in an unbelievable amount of work here. He said he was going to. He said he was going to try his best to get another win out here. It's a cascading 4-car shimmy for P2. Here we go. Chase Copeland going to dive down on the inside of the 316 of Devin Hauer. The Midwest Sim Sports driver just celebrated a birthday a few days ago. He would love to add a win here in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour to his birthday list. Brandon Schatz, boss man of MWSS Midwest Sim Sports. He's going to be right behind him, no doubt, pushing him for that position. Tyler Bickford now starting to make waves. It's going to be him and Dylan Del Mastro. It's going to be the 07 versus the 6. They're going to have the number 15 of Brandon Jones on the top of them. He's going to be trying to take that banana yellow late model around the outside. Andrew Borton already found 13 spots. He had to go to the back. He got some damage. He had to repair it. He had to go all the way to the back. And he now sits 13 positions higher than what he started, which was pretty much the back. So inside of the top 10 now. It's still early on in the race. Drivers only completing 22 laps. Starting lap number 23. We're not even halfway through the race, but Mason Cassidy's got one heck of a lead stretched out on Devin Hauer and Chase Copeland. Chase Copeland tucked down to the inside of Devin Hauer there in turns 3 and 4. Couldn't get anything to stick. He's going to try again next lap. Turns 1 and 2 down the back straight. Oh no, it's going to be an awful set into the corner for the 316 of Hauer. That's going to allow Copeland to get all over the back of him. This is immense pressure coming from the Kentucky driver in the number 110, Chase Copeland. UMP modified driver a few years ago in real life, so he's very, very used to having his elbows out in a situation like this. Devin Hauer going to try for the switchback. He's not going to be able to get it, and now the yellow comes out, so position secured for Chase Copeland. He now gets to start on that front row. Logan Wentz has had another moment that's more than likely going to be the race over for him, as he kind of just straight-lined it. Not entirely sure what he thought he was going to do there, but that's going to be a pretty much straight line into the wall. As the iRacing official pace truck going to keep coming around Lincoln Speedway. As we get set to do battle once again, it's going to be our 5th start of the night. Once we go green here again. Brandon Schatz up 9 positions into P4. Big shout out to Crispy in the chat. How you doing, Chris? Hope you're doing fantastic. Appreciate you stopping by on the OuTPost Racing Network. 29 laps completed. I'm not entirely sure if we're running caution laps counting or not here in this league, so I'll update you guys if that number changes, but they're working on lap 30 as it stands right here. iRacing official Pastro gonna pull off next time by. We will begin racing again. We've lost a few late models along the way. James Gray, Willie Cuddy, Scott Merrick, Logan Wentz. They are going to be done and out of here. So it's going to be a 19-car grid as it stands currently. Pace truck going to pull off. Mason Cassidy setting the car high so we can get the best run possible coming out of turn number 4. Copeland going to be close behind. We go green, 49 laps to go. They're working on lap 27 as it sits, but it looks like we might have another yellow here very soon. Del Mastro and Bickford all over each other, almost playing rugby out on the track. And all the while, Jesse Newsome, he's on his comeback arc like he always is. Had a bit of a moment towards the beginning of the race. That's going to be another car turned around. I think it was the banana yellow. Yes, the 15 of Brandon Jones. And that's going to be our 5th caution of the night. You can tell by the joy in my voice how much I like cautions here. We'll go back and take a look, however, as my voice is beginning to go hoarse. I do so dearly apologize for that. Coming through the start-finish line into turns number 1 and 2. He's going to have a little bit of moment with Bickford there. That's going to cause the pace to get slowed up enough to where Cody McDonald and the 44 Chase Weimer behind, they could not stop soon enough. So we'll go back and take a look at it one more time here. Same camera angle into the corner. See, Bickford has a little bit of a checkup. That's going to make the 15 of Brandon Jones hit him in the rear, thus making himself check up. Cody McDonald not going to be able to read that in time. The number 10 of Cameron Carrington going to get away. So iRacing official Pace truck gonna already be pulling in. You can tell race control, the admin team here, they're wanting to, start getting this race a little more developed. We are 20 laps, or 20 minutes in, gonna be 29 laps. Once we cross the line here, gonna be 46 to go. Next time by Mason Cassidy. On an absolute burner. He has been all night. It's been really a 2-week period, I should say. I apologize. Of just Mason Cassidy. It's been a 2-week dominant run. And if things mesh out here for Mason Cassidy and he picks himself up a 2nd win in a row, that's going to be very, very good for his championship aspirations. As we mark 1/3 of the way through our calendar off once we get through the race here tonight. Tyler Bickford. He's got a little bit of damage in the back. We know it. We saw it. We'll have to see if that's going to affect his race car. He's got the 94 of Holden Allen right above him. Holden Allen, he started this race in pole position. He won the very first heat here tonight. Just about 45 minutes ago. And he is looking like a shell of his former self, even though his former self was, like I said, about 45 minutes ago. But Holden Allen just not really having the pace that we saw in heat race number 1. He doesn't have the confidence. He doesn't have the coordination. Frankly, it just doesn't look like he knows the car. I mean, he's washing up. He's bogging down in these corners. His run down the straights are good, but I don't think they're going to be good enough. Andrew Wharton right behind where we were focused at. He's going to be battling Chase Weimer and the 28 of Cody McDonald. Cody McDonald in the top 10 in the championship, so he really needs to be a little further up the grid than I'm sure he would like to be right now. But at the end of the day, he is where he is. Nate Wimhoff, the number 48 for Midwest Sim Sports. He's going to be in P10. And we have another caution flag out. It looks like Andrew Borton, who we just got out of focus on, has crashed. So a little bit of indirect commentator's curse. As almost the same situation, just a little bit of hesitation out of him coming out of the corner. That's going to cause him to slow down. Brandon Jones, I mean, he can't predict that. Brandon Jones is trying his best to get around him. So Andrew Borton, he is going to get turned, but it's going to be something that he kind of asked for. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I had to get myself a little bit of a drink. A little bit of that H2O. Make sure you stay hydrated. Especially through this transitional temperature time. I mean, with the seasons changing, man, that heat, that humidity, the pollen, dehydrate the crap out of you. So drink your water, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at you guys, the blue-collar workers that be having 3 Mountain Dews every day at work. Yeah, you're sweating the sugar out, but you're not getting any of that nice, clean water, man. Do yourself a favor. Drink some water, ladies and gentlemen. It is the best thing you can do for your body. The best thing Mason Cassidy can do for his body and, you know, his race car, which is his financial body. He has got to do the exact thing that he has done all night here tonight. The plan is going perfect for Mason Cassidy. All these cautions are a bump in the road, yes, but if he stays this dominant through every stage of this race, it's not going to matter how many cautions we get. He is going to walk away with it. On the side of Chase Copeland, he sits in P2 right now. He's in a very, very good spot. However, he cannot seem to break off from the grid. He cannot seem to kind of get in his own groove and really try to chase down Mason Cassidy. We'll see if anything changes, but for now, it's going to be once again Mason Cassidy who leads us up and away. We are green at Lincoln. Man, there is nothing like the roar of a super late model. Chase Copeland not having the best restart. He is going to be forced into a 3 wide with Devin Hauer and Kyle Carter. Brandon Schatz is going to be on the inside, so he knows he can trust that lane, but he's got to worry about the people coming in behind him. He manages to get his spot back. However, Mason Cassidy still to the point. Going to be leading and getting away from the rest of the grid. Chase Copeland now starting to have a little bit of a breakthrough. He's starting to do that exact thing. We'll have to see how it shakes out as we get a little further on into the race. More to the point, Kyle Carter in the number 25 super late model. He is going to be tongue-tied with the 316 of Devin Hauer and the 34 of Brandon Schatz. Brandon Schatz doing an incredible job, not only of just keeping P3 to himself, he's doing a fantastic job from allowing the teammate Chase Copeland to maybe make a push towards Mason Cassidy. Brandon Schatz, he is a very, very good driver. However, he just really doesn't sit in that same bracket that a guy like Mason Cassidy or Chase Copeland does. So the best thing he can do to be a team player is to just preserve that P3. Race for himself. Race for himself to finish P3, not aspire to get P2 or P1. Kyle Carter in the number 25 Super Late Model, part of Tri-City Speed. He is going to try to do the exact opposite of what we just talked about. He is going to try to take P3 away from Brandon Schatz. The 25 wanting to do everything in his power to do just that. Devin Howard in the number 316. He is going to be in P5 for Full Throttle Motorsports. Tyler Bickford going to be right behind him. Jesse Newsom, here he comes. He is 2 spots down, but he did have a big self-spin moment earlier. He had to go to the pits. He had to use that fast repair. And he had to drive from the back again, but with only 26 laps left, has he spent too much time trying to get back up the grid? Who is to say? Dylan Del Mastro has just faced disqualification. So not what you want to see out of him. Battle for P3. Here we go. It's going to be Brandon Schatz. It's going to be Kyle Carter. Devin Howard also in the number 316. They're going to be almost 3 wide coming out of turns 3 and 4. Here they come back to the start-finish line. Laps have been completed, that number being 51. So what lies in front of us? 24 laps, now 23 with the guys, the drivers crossing the line there. Brandon Schatz still doing an amazing job at keeping this P3. Devin Howard is getting frustrated with the situation at hand, though he's trying to take matters into his own hands. Here he comes. He sticks it down on the nose of Brandon Schatz. It's going to be a cross back from Brandon Schatz on the much faster Howard. He's going to reclaim third off of the switchback, and he's going to wash it up towards the top. It's going to be the position for Brandon Schatz still. Devin Howard now trying to go for it again. It's going to be deja vu crossover in the same corner as it was on the last lap. Brandon Schatz not going to have the momentum that he had on the last lap, though. Devin Howard is going to get through. And as a matter of fact, I think Kyle Carter is going to get through as well along the top. Their contact with Devin Howard and Kyle Carter. We're still in focus of Brandon Schatz. Everything happening around him. It's like World War II out there for him. Now he's got the 07 of Tyler Bickford, who we know is fast. He's just had a string of unlucky events occur to him here tonight. We know he's fast. Brandon Schatz in very, very close jeopardy of losing that position as well. Chase Copeland has chased down Mason Cassidy. 18 laps to go. The leader now, Mason Cassidy, starting to show some mortality in that super late model. It's not going to be as quick around the track as it is for Chase Copeland. Kyle Carter, Devin Howard, not even able to get close to the realm of lap time that Cassidy and Copeland are going for here. 16 laps to go. Chase Copeland, Midwest Sim Sports driver. Can he get around the 171 of Mason Cassidy? Oh, and we've got a yellow flag in the air. Race is going to be on pause, as we had a good run of green flag laps there. We'll have to go back and see what exactly happened. As it looks like Cameron Carrington has had a little bit of a moment. We'll have to look. Oh no, the 34 of Brandon Schatz. had a big incident, and Cameron Carrington just ran right into him. Oh no, it's going to be contact with Jesse Newsome. And the 07 of Tyler Bickford's going to get it a little bit as well. That's what caused... Oh no, that's what caused Brandon Schatz to be spun up and sat in that top lane. Cameron Carrington and James Murphy, for that matter, going to run into him. So it's going to be two Twisted Speed drivers with damage. One driver definitely down. I mean, wow, unless he still has a quick repair. The number 10 of Cameron Carrington, which he does not because we saw him use it earlier. So, oh no. I forgot about what we saw earlier. So, yeah, Cameron Carrington is going to be out. Andrew Borton, James Murphy, Landon Rourke, Brandon Schatz, Brandon Jones, Dylan Del Mastro, Logan Wentz, Scott Merrick, Willie Cuddy, James Gray. That's going to be the graveyard of drivers out here. Now, will I take it back? Landon Rourke is actually back out on track. To be fair, Landon Rourke is the only car that is not on the lead lap. So 2 more cautions, and Landon Rourke is right back in this race. So fair play. But that's going to be our 7th caution of the night, which means it's going to be our 8th start once we go green here at Lincoln. iRacing official pace truck still has not pulled in, so we're going to be doing at least one more lap around. Nate Wimhoff getting love in chat. The number 48 driver. Always rocking very pleasing eye candy-esque schemes. Bright colors, they pop. So very good on the side of Nate Wimhoff. iRacing official pace truck still has not pulled in. As I'm sure drivers are starting to get restless now. We have come down to the final stages of this race. Week number 4 here at Lincoln. Next week we go to Port Royal. Who will be the defending winner when we get finished here tonight? All the signs are pointing towards Mason Cassidy, and on a start like that, who are you to blame him? Jesse Newsome apparently 4 laps ahead, as I'm sure that's a little bit of a bug. We'll have to address that. As Chase Copeland going for a move on the 171 of Mason Cassidy here. 11 laps to go. Chase Copeland going to bully him to the outside. Mason Cassidy still has so much momentum carrying through that 171. Chase Copeland has had a moment. He hits the wall going into 1 and 2. Devin Howard going to be there to try to do something about it. Going to be 3 wide with Howard, Hyatt, and Copeland. This is going to be for P2. Chase Copeland now trying to navigate around the outside. He does. That's a whole lot of pace in that race car. For the likes of Copeland, Devin Howard now has to battle with Jeffrey Hyatt and Kyle Carter. Kyle Carter, who's been very aggressive all night. Not in a malicious way or disrespectful way, but he has been very racy. He's been very very optimistic on his overtakes, and it has garnered him a lot of positions. There we go. I mean, leaving the perfect amount of room for Devin Howard, but not giving him any more room to breathe. 9 laps to go here at Lincoln. 3 wide for P3. Jeffrey Hyatt going to be the one in the advantage there. Chase Copeland, 9/10 of a second. Make that 8/10 of a second now is going to be all that separates Mason Cassidy from Chase Copeland. 7 laps to go back behind Jeffrey Hyatt. Devin Howard having one heck of a battle. Holden Allen now getting involved late in the race. He's trying to recoup as many positions as he can. Remember, folks, he started on pole here tonight. So obviously finishing somewhere in the top 5, 6, maybe 7. Gonna be good for him. He gets around Nate Wimhoff there. That's gonna be for P7. Chase Copeland cannot make any ground up on Cassidy. It's gonna be a nightmare night for the likes of Jesse Newsom. He's had moments that have caused him to be out of this race. Championship standings, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to move or not. Jeffrey Hyatt might move into the championship lead. We'll have to talk to him after the race if he does secure this podium spot. 3 laps to go. He has now stretched out about a 4/10 lead over Kyle Carter and Devin Howard. Devin Howard, however, really fighting for this 4th place spot as he should. Kyle Carter doing his best to try to take the position, the 316 and the 25. These two are probably the most active drivers when it comes to getting the elbows out and racing for a position. They love the side-by-side action. 2 of the most aggressive drivers on the grid. White flag is in the air. And he said it last week, and it came to fruition only 7 days later. Mason Cassidy is going to go back-to-back in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. He takes victory here at Lincoln. Chase Copeland, P2. Jeffrey Hyatt, P3. Kyle Carter going to win out over Tyler Bickford, who rounds out your top 5. Devin Howard going to be down to 6th. So Mason Cassidy, your man of the hour once again. In what was an astounding race. You couldn't have really asked for any more action. Wow. These drivers were side by side for oh so long. What a night of racing we had here at Lincoln. And we're going to start by bringing in our 3rd place finisher on the night. It's going to be Jeffrey Hyatt. Jeffrey, you got a copy? Well, fantastic, fantastic to hear, man. You had yourself one heck of a night, but it did not come with any shortcomings in the battling department. You had your elbows out for pretty much the entire race, man. How did it feel? And, you know, what's the frame of mind got to be like to be sitting here, the winner of all those battles?
And nerve-wracking. Like you're just worried that you're going to get hit from behind, the side. You're going to run into somebody back there. From 10th on back, it was pretty rough. Dog eat dog.
Without a doubt. But you managed to get it done. You got yourself onto the final step of that podium. And now moving, we're a third of the way through this season, Jeff. So I got to tell you, Now's the time. If you want to be chasing a championship, the points results have to come. Luckily for you, with Jesse Newsom finishing low, that's going to be a very good points night for you. So now that we head to Port Royal next week, you know, what's on the mind? What's the objective? And, yeah, what's the plan?
Yeah, I knew would cut him missing the start and going a lap down. And then him exiting out. I was like, well, maybe I can close on second. And then Newsom had damage. And then when he got DOL, I was like, well, I got to get all I can get here and see if I can gain some points on him. I was really hoping for a caution though, because I kind of went 8-8 on air, and I knew I'd probably had something if we got a late caution. But I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, as you should, man. You drove one heck of a race here tonight. We're going to let you get out of here and celebrate, but before we do, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or thank for the performance here tonight?
Yeah, all the guys at Midwest Sim Sports, those guys do a lot for each other over there. CFM, Ace and Eights Customs, and I'd like to thank Dana and everybody for putting this deal on.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm sure they appreciate
And you
the
for
time.
being a badass broadcaster, my guy.
Well, I appreciate the love, man, and I'm sure everybody on behalf of the Next Level Racing crew appreciates your kind words to them. Jeff, we're going to let you get out of here and celebrate, man. I appreciate the kind words, and hope to see you back up here in the booth soon, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That is Jeffrey Hyatt. Hey, man, we love to see. That's the positive energy I need in my life. Now moving gears, we head to our second place finisher. It's going to be Chase Copeland, the 110 driver. Chase, how's it feel, man?
Maybe P2 all day long. We'll take it. That was a fun race, man.
Yeah, you had a very good showing here, and, you know, now that you've got yourself firmly up in the championship standings after the week one, you were sitting at the very tail end of the point standings. How's it feel now that you're inside of the top 10? You've got yourself another good points night here.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, the points are cool and all, but you know, I'm just coming out here to put on a show for the fans and all the homies back at home, all the homies over in Midwest, and everybody that's watching the streams. You know, if we can get up in the top 3 in points, I think that'd be great. But you know, we're going to be going for try to get a dub eventually sometime this season. Mason never slows down. That dude's been on a rail here lately. But you know, it's nice to be up in the top 10 of points. But we try to just focus on the fun aspect of it and we roll into next week. I'm not even sure where we go next week, but we roll into next week with some pretty good confidence now.
Yeah, well, you're going to Port Royal Speedway next week. I'm not sure if you like
right.
that track or not, but, you know, you got yourself good finish. Now the matter of keeping that run, having the longevity as we go out through the season. You are a driver that is, you know, you are known to have your fair share of hiccups and slips in the latter half of these races. So, with that being said, you've got a real shot at the championship now. What's the frame of mind when it comes to longevity and being consistent?
Well, Mac, I'm gonna be honest with you, as some would say on limo grave. Drivers got to stop making mistakes. You know, we had a super fast car all night. I think we had a car to contend with Mason. I don't know if we could have won, but you know, I tried to go in for that pass there at the end on Mason, pushed a little tight through the slick. Completely my fault. We got to hone in next week, get in some practice sessions. We might go out and rent Need More or one of these big tracks. You know, just throw all the money, all the PPP loans that we have left, and try to get dialed in for Port. We just got to get the driver right at this point and stop making mistakes at the end.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe upgrading your wheel and pedals will do it. But it's been a fantastic showing from you here tonight. Is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for the performance?
Absolutely. CFM, a Julius C Speed Shop for keeping us fast week in and week out. Always cool to see another CFM team get a dub and to run 1-2 with him. So that's really cool. All the homies over at Midwest Sim Sports. You know, all the homies in the pen, you for streaming these races, Dana and Nick for putting on NLR. See everybody next week.
Yeah, well, that is going to be your P2 finisher on the night, the 110 driver of Chase Copeland. Now we're going to switch gears to our winner, the man who seems to be in peak form, the Avengers level threat. It's going to be Mason Cassidy in the 171. Mason, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great after that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had yourself one heck of a night. You said last night that you were going to try to get it done. You brought it to fruition this week here, and, the sky is the limit for you, so what's next?
Just gonna keep trying checking them off, man. I think you know, we're gonna be fast just about everywhere we go. Just all luck of the draw on them heats, and hopefully you get a good pill draw. But man, that was fun. I got out front and just wanting to save from there, but I, this is one track I didn't expect to get it done at. So
Well, I mean, you did. Surprise, surprise. You got it done. I mean, the car has been on rails lately for you. We head to Port Royal next week. Is the confidence still up? Do you think you can maybe shoot for a three-peat?
I'm gonna say the same thing I said last week. It's not one of my favorites, but I think we'll do some testing, and I definitely think we'll be a contender. And just try to get it done and be consistent. I think that's one of my biggest goals, and if I can keep doing that, I think we'll definitely be in a fight for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, you have shown tremendous pace here the past 2 weeks. I mean, really all season, but the past 2 weeks have been the highlight for sure. Before we let you go here tonight, Mason, though, the floor is yours. Who do you want to shout out or thank for the performance here?
Just everyone over at Coast to Coast, well, Coast to Coast foremost, and everyone over there, just they play a big role. We test a lot. We all talk about things, try them. If they don't work, we go back, and it's really a team effort. Aiden Stoll, Jesse Newsome, he's a Jesse's like crew chief on the car, but at the same time he's trying to win them. So it's kind of like a battle with him. But he's a good kid, and he's crazy fast. He's just had some bad luck. So hopefully next race it'll be me and him 1 and 2, and hopefully another teammate up here for third.
Yeah, without a doubt, Mason Cassidy going to be your winner here tonight at Lincoln Speedway. Hope to see you back up here in the booth more often. Mason Cassidy, your winner at Lincoln.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hopefully I see you more often.
And that is going to do it for us here at the Outpost Racing Network. What a night it was, ladies and gentlemen. It was not short of any action at all. It's been fantastic. Thank you guys for joining us here. Thank you for inviting us into your home on a nice Monday night. Abbottstown, Pennsylvania is where this track is housed. It was a fantastic race. I've got so many openings. If you guys know anyone or need a broadcaster for your own league, if you run one, please get in contact with me. You can find my Discord in the description of this live stream. Let's talk some deals. Let's get some work done. I'd love to broadcast your guys' league. Also, any brands or companies wanting advertisement opportunities, you can find out how to get that by doing the same thing, contacting my Discord in the link below. If you want to join the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour or maybe their Mayhem series that they have, you can find their Discord also in the link below. Next week, we go to Port Royal. It's going to be Monday night, 7:30 Central. It's going to be the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour Round 5 at Port Royal. Hope to see you guys there. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next one.